This is a question on differentiation. It involves something known as the chain rule. Okay, so what is the chain rule? Let's say you have an equation like y equals to x minus 2 squared, right? And then you want to differentiate this. Okay, so first actually you can expand this, right? X squared minus 4x plus 4. And then from here you differentiate normally without any chain rule. It's just 2x minus 4, right? But then what happens if you have y equals to x minus 2 cubed instead? Okay, you either have to expand like manually or using binomial theorem, which is still very tedious, right? But using chain rule, okay, you can get around this problem, right? You can just apply it directly here. So how you do that is first you treat this thing as one term, right? So it's something cubed, right? So we'll bring down the 3, you'll multiply this whole thing by 3. Okay, you keep whatever's in the bracket the same. Then you subtract 1 from the power of 3. So now it's 3 times x minus 2 squared. Okay? And then now you're going to differentiate whatever's in the bracket. So you see, x minus 2, let's say y equals x minus 2. If you differentiate this, it's going to be 1, right? Because yeah, you differentiate x, it's just you go get the coefficient, which is 1. Okay? So you're just going to multiply by whatever you differentiated in the bracket, right? Which is 1. That's all. Okay? So, okay, you times 1 is still the same thing, right? So you differentiate x minus 2 cubed, you're going to get 3 times x minus 2 squared. Okay, let's use a different example to make it clearer. Okay, let's say inside the bracket you have 3x squared minus 2x, and then outside is like the power 4. So if you want to differentiate this, okay, treat this bracket as a single term first. So multiply by 4, keep everything inside the bracket the same, 3x squared minus 2x, and then you reduce the power by 1, times, what do you get when you differentiate this, right? When you differentiate 3x squared, you get 6x. You differentiate negative 2x, you get negative 2. Okay, so this is the answer. Yep, it's just 4 times 3x squared minus 2x cubed times 6x minus 2. You can just leave it like that, right? Okay, so let's apply that to this question here. Okay, looks a bit complicated, but actually you can rearrange this. So you can rewrite it as y equals to 3 quarters times 5 minus 3x squared to the power of negative 1. Okay, 3 quarters is a constant, right? So you don't really have to bother about it. Okay, so when you differentiate this, yeah, you multiply by the power. So it's negative 1 times 3 quarters. That's going to be negative 3 quarters. Keep the bracket the same. Subtract 1 from the power. So it's going to be negative 2. Because negative 1 minus 1 is negative 2, right? And then now you're going to multiply by the whatever you differentiate inside this bracket. Okay? So you differentiate 5 is 0. You differentiate negative 3x squared. You're going to bring the 2 down. You're going to get negative 6x. And the power is going to reduce to 1. Okay? Okay, so from here, don't just leave it like that. See what can be simplified, right? Okay, so you're gonna take negative 3 quarters, and then you can multiply with this negative 6x. So it becomes positive 18 over 4, which is actually just 9 over 2, right? Positive 9 over 2, you can put the x on top, times 5 minus 3x squared to the power of negative 2. Okay, we can change this to a fraction and then combine. So 9x over 2 times 1 over 5 minus 3x squared to the power of 2. And then when you multiply, the numerator just multiplies and the denominator also combines. 9x over 2 times 5 minus 3x squared. And this is the final answer.